Hi, welcome along to another UK seller vlog. In this week's vlog, we're doing more uploads, more part sorted, more orders, and a very special guest towards the end of the vlog. Let's go. Hello and welcome along to vlog 63. My name's Steve and this is my Bricklink and Brickowl store based over here in the UK. I run this store full time along with a couple of other business projects related to Lego. So, Happy New Year, it's 2026. Now, from the last vlog, I decided to take a couple of weeks off. So today's actually January the 5th. I think it's January the 5th. Yeah, January the 5th, Monday. It's Monday afternoon and it's been a nice break. Now, I kind of figured that I'd probably start the vlog off by talking about all of the plans that we're going to hopefully come to fruition in the rest of 2026. But to be quite honest, we just haven't made any. We've got an immediate short-term project that's hopefully going to finish towards the end of January, which I still can't talk about just yet, but hopefully in the next few vlogs we'll be able to talk about it in great detail. But for now, that is the only thing, but that's been going on for quite a while now, but there's nothing really new. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll have a quick look at the store, because I don't think a lot's changed. But I'll also show you just about where we're up to in terms of the size. So starting off towards the back of the store, it still looks pretty much the same. I haven't added any more of this stock to the inventory. It's still sat here, and as you can see, we've still got quite a bit of capacity over in our used section. Moving round to the other side, yeah, this hasn't really changed much. Still plenty of capacity, still got a couple of Rayco units to add in there. So nothing's really changed. Over here, I've still got some really useful drawers that I brought up from the chapel, ready to be consolidated into the store, and they're still sat there. Nothing's really changed. I've still got this stack of containers of minifigure parts that still need to be added to the store. The desk is looking pretty clean, which is great. Nothing's really changed there. I suppose the only other thing that's been added are these trays. Now these trays are more than half empty, and therefore I just pull them out and leave them on the desk because I know that they've got that kind of capacity. The rest of the drawers that are half out, if I find one, there's a couple up there, they've got one compartment empty, and that's why they're sort of partly pulled out. Yeah, and that's about it. It has been a really nice break. We didn't close the store. Both Bricklink and Brickowl have both been operating during the Christmas period. So we have spent the last sort of couple of weeks picking orders as they've come in, and that's been the only thing. We've done no uploading. I've done no bulk sorting. Nothing else has really changed within the store. It is, as you see it, it's probably been the first Christmas that I've been able to do that for quite some time. It's been a really nice break. We've had a nice relaxing time as a family. It's been really good. It's been really good. In terms of orders, it's been all right actually. December, we always get a little bit of a drop in December, and I think now it picks up again for January. So the lot count is still over 18,000. We're on 18,102, which is great because that didn't really take the hit that I thought. But part count, we're down to 724,000. Now that has taken a bit of a hit. We did get some good orders in with good quantities, so we do need to look at the part count and see if we can get that heading back upwards in the right direction. Orders, we're now at 10,720, which is pretty good. I'm pleased about that. Feedback 5,816. Now, as I'm talking about these sort of figures, it kind of reminded me of something that we used to do. We used to do that weekly. Part of the vlog at the very beginning was here's the store and here's all the numbers. And I stopped doing it. A little bit like the orders. When I pick an order and we get it all out here on the desk, before we pack it, we'd sort of run through all the orders and show you what people have been buying. And I stopped doing that as well. And I kind of thought, do you know what? You guys really need to tell me what you'd like to see in these vlogs. And I will try and cover those as best I can and give you as much information as I can, or as much information as I want to. It depends on sort of facts and figures. But I really could do with a steer as to how you want these vlogs to actually come across. If you don't give me any feedback, I will just carry on doing what I've been doing, and I will show you the things that I think are interesting, or talk about events that I think you guys might want to know about. But apart from that, if you've got any suggestions, if there's something that you want to know, something you want to see, put it in the comments below and let me know. Now, the only other thing we have been organising is the UK Bricklink and Brickowl Facebook group meetup, which is happening on February the 18th in Nottingham. So we've just created a Facebook group for those people that said they wanted to come. I'm pretty sure that by the time this vlog comes out, anyone else who's in that group or in the normal Facebook group will have been added to the second messenger group at the end of the day. But it's just where we can organise the details, and everyone who's going can have a chat, and we can sort of nail down the detail, so to speak. But I'm really looking forward to that. And there's going to be more information coming out. In fact, again, by the time you see this vlog, the information will already be out there, I would have thought, and what we're planning to do. So really looking forward to that. That should be good. So, like I said, it is the afternoon. It's probably the first day I've spent in the office, you know, sort of all day for a couple of weeks. So I have been just sort of sorting everything out and getting it to this standard. I think it was used as a bit of a dumping room before Christmas. So I've got all that sorted out, caught up on a load of paperwork, got on the spreadsheets up to date, which is good. And I did a little bit of work on the other projects. So what's left for today? Well, I want to try and get another upload done of something. So I'll probably have a look through some of this and see if we can add some parts and get an upload done. I've also got to do a little bit of work for the running club that I volunteer for. It's annual membership time, so I need to pull my finger out and get some work done on their website, and probably other coding relating things, including some work on Brickmetrics. Right, I've just seen an order's just come through, and that's reminded me that I do have an order that I need to get out today, because the customer's paid for 24-hour delivery. So in fact, I'm going to go and pick some orders now and get that done. Right, I'll see you all soon. Hi everyone, it's Tuesday afternoon now, and I've made a start on getting some of these Rayco units consolidated. So there's a few gaps opened up because they're now sat on my desk as I'm building up the brick store file. Kind of seems slow going at the moment. I don't know why. It's certainly not a lack of motivation, but yeah, kind of slow progress. Maybe I've been distracted. I'm just catching up with Hayley over at HMG Hobbies, who's an Australian YouTuber. So if you've not seen her channel, certainly go and check it out and give her a subscribe. But it's been breath of fresh air, really, just watching her journey and seeing her grow her Bricklink store. So yeah, very good, and good luck to you. Hope you grow successfully. Right, so today, what have I been up to? So this morning, working on the other project, made some really good progress actually. I think with anything like that, you create a list, set yourself some targets, challenges, and it's great just to sort of tick them off as you get them all completed. And I actually thought the tasks that we've got on this list are going to take about 2 weeks. So I kind of put aside 2 weeks to get them all done. And, you know, we seem to be getting through them a little bit quicker than that, which is great, because it just helps us at the other end, to be quite honest. I know I'm sounding a bit cryptic, but it all will become clear in the next few weeks. Certainly not this vlog, but in the next few weeks. So just had a bite to eat, and now the focus before school pickup is definitely going to be uploading. Now, I was just thinking about, in fact, this was last night, I was thinking about on a sort of uploading strategy, kind of based on the conversations we had in our monthly meetup. And it was kind of touched upon about how, or what mainly, what should you be uploading into your store. Now at the moment I'm a bit restricted. My priority is to add the stock from the Brick Arena purchase, because it's, you know, it's already been sorted. It's already there in front of me. I just need to get through it and get it added. I have to check it. I have to check the quality. I have to check the quantity, make sure it's correct, and then I get it added to the store. That's my priority, but I'm kind of starting to think after it. So once I've done that consolidation, what am I going to do next? I know I've spoken before about these drawers. These are full of sort of A-sort parts from bulk, but I don't have a lot of space in here to sort bulk, so it's a little bit restrictive. We've also done a bit of sorting with all of the smaller parts, and they're all bagged up, still in sort of general categories, but there's a lot more bulk to get sorted. Now, well, how do I put this? My dad has stepped in, which has been a great help. So he's taken some of the bulk, and he's going to do a little bit of sorting for me over the next weeks, months, and maybe, you know, focus on the A-sort. And when it comes back, I'll add it to the other A-sort that we've already done, and then hopefully we'll start to then break that down even further and hopefully get some stock into the store. Now that's all well and good. I think that's what everybody does. That's what every Bricklink store owner does with their used. They do all of that sorting and eventually it gets into the store. But based on the conversations we were having on Sunday, is that always the best approach? Should we be doing something slightly different, which is focusing on the parts that have sold out? So you've had it in your store, you've sold the very last one. What do you do? Now, I know some stores have the retain flag set on Bricklink, which means that that item moves into a stock room with zero quantity and is not available for sale, but the price is still set. And when you then go and add that product back into your store through Bricklink, it's just a matter of unticking a box and adding a quantity, excuse me, and making sure that you put it back in the same location, or you can change location at that point as well. Other people don't select the retain flag, and therefore the item is removed from your inventory completely. And then when you upload it, it's just you're uploading a fresh new lot, no problem. But how do you know what parts have sold out if you're using the second method? Are you looking at the order, and as you're picking, sort of making a mental note or writing it down that that product has sold out and therefore you need to replenish it? I'd love to know your thoughts. I've created a method. I'm currently testing it. It is with BrickMetrics, and and I'm using that to focus on replenishing mainly new at the moment, and it seems to be working quite well. I have found that the upload side of it is a little bit more time consuming than I want it to be. That's nothing to do with Brickmetrics, that's just the process of taking the order and actually uploading it, basically because of wanted lists. But I know that I need to work on that and sort of fine tune my own process for it, but it seems to be working all right. And it does mean then that, you know, you're replenishing stock that you don't have, that you've sold. You know, it's nothing to do with sort of sell-through rates or how popular a product is. It's just a matter of replenishing so that you've got parts that are, you know, that have sold. You've replenished it. You've got the lot back. You're keeping your lot count higher. Be interesting to know what you guys think, what you guys do. Do you purely focus on things that you've sold out on, or do you just go in and just pick whatever category you want and just upload it without any regard to what you've already got in stock? Do you look at your inventory and say, hey, we're low on certain parts, and that becomes your focus? Be interested to know how you guys do it. So comment below, or send me a message. Right, I'm going to get back to doing these parts and getting this Brickstore file created and doing another upload. Right, hello, good evening. It is evening. It's actually quite late on Wednesday. And I suddenly realised I hadn't filmed any footage today. And that's simply because I've been really, really busy. So let me give you a quick run through of today. Now, first of all, I'm just showing you the screen from Brick Freedom. I've got 9 orders to post. I've got 1 still to pick, but as you can see, I've marked a couple of items as missing. Now, they're not missing. It's simply because I don't have enough of the stock down here in my main office. And in fact, that first item, the Transclear windscreen, I've only got 1 down here. The others are upstairs, but if I take the one that's down here, it'll mean I've got an empty drawer. The other one, I need to pick 56. It is a medium nougat arch, and I've probably got a handful, you know, maybe 10 down here. The rest of them are upstairs, and I can tell by the location, the L01 and L02, they mean loft. They're definitely upstairs. Now, you might be thinking, well, just go upstairs and pick them then, what you're playing at. But it is late in the evening and my kids are asleep, and I don't want to go upstairs and wake them up, or potentially wake them up. And that's one of the downfalls of having the stock in a different sort of physical location than my main office. But it is the overflow. It rarely happens. In fact, I think this is the first time it's happened. Where I can't go upstairs and pick the stock. Normally, you know, during the day, no problem at all. Just head up there and get the items that I need and replenish down here. Not a problem. And this is the first time where I simply can't do it. It's no big deal because I'll just pick them in the morning. I've taken a photo of the locations. I'll just nip upstairs in the morning once the kids are up and just go and get the parts and finish packing the order. Now, the rest of the orders are all here, and it's been a really good day. So like I said, it's showing 9 orders to post. There's 1 order still requires picking. So in total, there you go. There's the 10 orders that have come in this afternoon and this evening, which is fantastic because that beats the daily target that I've spoken about before. It's my own personal daily target, obviously. So really pleased with that, including an order here from David. Thank you very much, David. Appreciate your order once again. He's my #1 customer, has placed the most orders in my store. So I hope you're watching, David. Thank you very much. Right, in other news, so this morning I'm doing that other project again, but you know, needs must. And actually, I had a customer who reached out yesterday who wanted to hire one of our sets through East Midlands Lego Hire, and wanted to pick it up this morning. Absolutely no problem. They came down, and the first words they said when they walked in here was, "It's another Bricklink store." And that opened up a conversation that went on for a good hour talking about Bricklink. And it turns out that Steve runs another Bricklink store where he's from, and we had a really good chat. Steve's quite new to the game. His store's not been open very long. He's already established a good base level. He had an issue with his postage, so I helped him out with that, and hopefully now he'll see lots of sales coming into his store, including the one I placed just after he left. But I just felt, wanted to support him. There was a few items that he had that were on my wanted list, so I placed a small order with him, and hopefully that will be coming in the next few days. So Steve, I know that now you have subscribed to the channel, so thank you very much, and here's your shout out. It was a pleasure to meet you, and good luck for the future. Now then, the rest of the day was spent finishing off this brick store file. There's now, 800 items, 85 lots. I haven't yet done the consolidation because other things have got in the way, which is normal. It's part and part of, doing this. And this evening I had my very first sort of user group meeting on Discord for my premium Brickmetrics customers. It's a slow start. But it was a good start, and it was really good to meet another Steve. It's a good name. But, me and Steve had a good chat again for another hour, talking everything about Brickmetrics, which was really helpful, both for me as well as Steve. I know he watches, so really nice to meet you, and I think we'll be doing it more often. I think a monthly sort of user group meeting, get together, will be good. So I'll put it in the Discord channel. It's for premium members, and it's good to share and talk everything Bricklink. Right, so that was this evening. In other news, I've had deliveries from Lego that have come in. Now they're for East Midlands Lego hire, but I'm not going to get those sets ready for this week. We've already got new set Friday sorted out, but I won't have time tomorrow to do any more, so they'll go into next week's new set Friday, which is good. In fact, I've just reminded myself actually of something that me and Steve were talking about this morning, and this was about YouTube. And interestingly, Steve said that he'd been watching YouTube, he'd been watching other Bricklink sellers, but he'd never heard of me. He'd never found me. And that kind of makes me think maybe the big reason why I'm struggling to get to this 1,000 subscriber mark is that I've got something wrong with keywords or something like that. I think if people are searching for me on YouTube, they're not finding me because I've got the wrong keywords somewhere, something like that. A little bit like, I don't know, Google SEO or something like that. So that's given me a few ideas and a few things I probably need to look at and sort. We are still ticking along. We're at 912. So, it's increasing slowly. But it'd be nice to get to 1,000 fairly quickly. It means we do monetize the channel, and it can then hopefully start to bring in a little bit of income. It's not gonna make me a millionaire, but all that extra income obviously helps. This is full time, obviously. It helps support the channel. It makes me want to do it a bit more often as well, and gives me obviously a little bit of motivation. But we'll have to see. And now I'm probably rambling. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get all of these orders packed up tonight. I'm not going to leave it till the morning. I've got to get get off to a dentist appointment first thing, so I don't want to be late for that. And of course there's a storm coming in, and who knows what the traffic conditions are going to be like in the morning. It could be nothing, but it also could be really bad, but we'll have to see. And maybe tomorrow I will talk about the new, I don't want to call it an invention, it's not an invention, the new release by Lego, this smart brick, which is, you know, it's interesting, but I'll share some thoughts on it tomorrow. Right, let's get cracking. Good afternoon. It is Thursday, and I have again spent the morning busy on my other project. But this afternoon, I've managed to start doing another brick store file. So I've been focusing on a couple of these really useful drawers that were stored over on the far side over there. Now, one of them contained these, and I think this is the main container from the video range. I think it was the lids and maybe some straps or something like that earlier on in a previous vlog, and I found a drawer full of those containers. So those have been added to the file. I really have no idea how long they're going to sit here, so they're going to go in a sort of temporary drawer upstairs with the other bulk stock, because I don't really feel that they're going to be a quick seller. And as with the other video stuff, I think I said at the time, if it doesn't sell and I need the space, then these will go and I'll reuse the space. But at the moment I've got enough room, so it doesn't matter, so they'll just go upstairs. The rest of the file's been made up with Bionicle parts. There were these bags full of this kind of light brown coloured part. There's quite a few bags of them. I think there was a special sort of, I don't want to say limited edition, but a special sort of Bionicle set that had just a bunch of parts in them, and then you could make your own sort of Bionicle figure, I think. But it looks like the store that Keith bought his store from. No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So I think Keith bought another store. Was it Brick Pickers? I can't remember now. And I think they might have purchased them, which just sort of shows how long or how old they are, really. But in any case, we'll get those uploaded. Now then, I did mention in the earlier clip that I'd have a look at this new smart play system that Lego have introduced, and on their website is a nice link to smart play, and it shows this page. Now there is a video, I have watched it. It's a bit sort of tongue-in-cheek, certainly aimed at kids, but it doesn't really sort of cover everything. Then there's this sort of weird kind of graphic that just shows you building a tiny little set. But, you know, effectively it's made up of the smart brick, which is this bit here, a smart tag, and then smart minifigures. And effectively when they come close to each other, the smart brick will make sounds and noises. And that pretty much sums it up. I don't know how many different smart tags they're going to be, and I don't know how many. I presume that there's only sort of one smart brick. Whether it comes in different colours, I don't know. It does look a little bit bigger than a 2x4 brick, but it might come in different colours. I don't really know, to be honest. But the smart tags, obviously, I presume will say, you know, I'm a helicopter, or I'm a car, or it even suggests even a toilet. So they might come in different colours. One challenge I think we're going to have as a Bricklink seller is, how do you identify the different kinds of smart tags to know what kind of noise they make and how that's going to be described on Bricklink. Obviously some of them might be quite obvious, but some of them might be not so obvious. So I don't really know how that will work. And then we're going to have smart minifigures. Now, I presume that they should be easily identifiable. We'll have to see if the physical makeup is any different. I presume the sort of chip is in the torso. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. So, on the whole, it did kind of remind me of the light and sound sort of theme that they did back in, I don't know, was it the late 80s, early 90s? I can't really remember. I remember having them as a kid. And obviously you got flashing lights that you could put on some of your space Lego, even some of your city Lego. And with those you could also have sirens and things like that. Then the next thing it reminds me of is dimensions. Obviously with those sort of tags you could have your characters doing different things within a game. I never played it. I'm just aware of it. Obviously we do sell dimension tags in the store. So is it really new? Is it really that kind of new technology? They do make a claim at the top. It's their biggest innovation since ever. Is it? Okay, if you say it is, fair enough, but I'm not sure. However, like I said earlier, this is definitely aimed at kids. I think kids will love it. I think bringing that kind of sort of sound and interaction will be good. But I'm not an expert on what is, I'm going to say what is great for kids, even though I'm a dad. You know, I did hear someone yesterday tell me that a lot of the professionals are up in arms over it. It takes away the sort of natural sort of play with Lego in terms of making your own noises and making your own sounds. But, you know, we do live in a digital world, and maybe the way they play with it might change slightly, but it might encourage more people to play with Lego, which is what it's all about. So, you know, this is from the Lego website, so go and have a look if you really want to. I think the first new sets that are going on pre-order, I think it says, yeah, look, in about a day's time, there's some Star Wars sets. So maybe some interesting sounds, maybe we get some lightsaber sounds going on, which is always pretty cool. But we'll have to see. And of course, then we'll have to see how it affects Bricklink, and whether or not, you know, we can add these to our stores successfully, etc, etc, etc. All right, but make your own mind up. Okay, so for the rest of the day, I'm going to try and get all of this uploaded into the store, and then I've got a few other tasks that need doing before we hit the end of the week. Right, let's get cracking. Good afternoon, it's Friday, and it's quite late on in the day actually, and I just realised that I've not recorded any footage for today. So what have I been up to? Well, first things here, I've had a delivery from Lego. Now this is actually, well, it was a Christmas present. It's arrived not late, because when I did purchase it, it was on back order, and it did say it was going to come in January, but it was destined to be a Christmas present, but it'll probably wait now until next year. But what I noticed straight away was this Lego branded tape that I've not really seen before, and the box is a bit of an odd size for Lego, and it really does look like it was, you know, obviously wrapped up by a human and not a machine, because that's about as good as my tape packing goes. Obviously I've not opened it or checked the condition, but the set will be for building, so I'm not too concerned if the box is a little bit damaged, but I'll open that up in a bit and have a look. I'm not going to show you what it is because obviously it's a Christmas present, but it's nothing to do with East Midlands Lego Hire or anything like that, so it won't be featured as a new set anytime soon. And talking of new sets, it is Friday, so today's new set Friday was Jabba's sail barge. Really big set. Lots of red brown in that, or dark orange. No, red brown I think it is. But that was snapped up within about 10 seconds of it going live on the Facebook group. I think that's probably one of the quickest times for it to be booked out. So that's good, and that's already been collected and is now out on hire for a couple of weeks. Now then, apart from that, it doesn't look like I've done much else. I was working on a Brickstore file of just some used parts from one of these really useful drawers. There's about just short of 800 parts there. I think I was working on that last night. I can't actually remember, but it's still not complete, and obviously I've got to do the consolidation. But most of the day has been spent on the other project, so apologies again that it's a bit sort of cryptic. Now then, tomorrow might be a very interesting day, and hopefully in the next clip you will see why. Might have a little bit of a surprise. We will see. Now that I've said it, I hope it really does happen. But let's fast forward to Saturday. Well, good morning. Here we are. This is Loughborough train station, and I'm here to pick up a very special guest. Okay, here we go. Now, I've got to wear sunglasses today because it is really, really sunny. But
look who's here.
Hi, Noah from the Brick Shed, Australia.
I have arrived.
He has arrived. Noah is here for the day.
Yes.
He's over in the UK currently, so he's going to spend the day with us. Let's see what we get up to.
Who knows?
Right, it is Saturday afternoon. It's a bit later on, and yeah, me and Noah have spent the day chatting and chatting and chatting. But then I thought I'd have a game of Rummikub with him. Bugger beat me. He's beat me in every game, in fact. Anyway, we've come back into the store. We're just going to have a quick look around. These are some sets that have been returned today for East Midlands Lego Hire, so they need to be dealt with at some point. And here's Noah just chilling out.
I made myself at home.
Absolutely. Now, I've given Noah a store tour, which I'm not going to put on video, but he's had a good route around, and he may have found something. Let's take a look. Okay, so we've done a store tour, and Noah's had a good route through some of the drawers. Lots of drawers.
Yeah, lots of drawers.
Yeah, having a look to see how I do things. Am I different? Am I any better? And I was showing him, actually, a drawer of, you can't see him on camera. It was this drawer of modified bricks. And because there's plenty of space in here, I'd actually stored something else in there.
Something caught my eye.
Something caught his eye.
Steve has this box of rubber bands, Lego rubber bands, just sitting there, doing nothing, you know, wasting space.
Yeah.
Costing you money, costing you rental space in that drawer, and not being listed. I think this is one of my favourite things to list. And if Steve doesn't want to list them, I can take them off.
Yeah.
His
So
hands.
at this point here, I get them back. But actually, yeah, this is. I was explaining to Noah that this box of elastic bands is. I've collected this from the very first bulk order that I ever placed years ago. And it's just one of those things that I've never got round to sorting out and adding. Although I have added a couple of these X71 white rubber bands, but the rest of them I've just never even touched. Shall we have a look at what some of these are worth?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you what a lot of those are worth.
I mean, you pointed out these green ones, didn't you?
Yeah. $10 Australian, so about £5. I mean,
£5.
I know my prices are a little higher than the last 6 months average, but even £3 or £4.
I can see at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
My best guess
10.
would this would be £500 here.
Wow.
That would be what I'd guess getting it. At least at my current prices.
Now there are some in here that are. I mean, this is discoloured and actually feels
brittle and
yeah.
There's definitely some non-Lego. It's very hard.
I feel if I pull it hard enough, that's just going to break.
Snap.
Yeah. So that we'll get rid of that.
But still, I think it's shocking that Steve's just letting this sit around and not uploading it.
I'm getting a telling off now.
We're just this is money to be made right here.
Yeah.
And apparently Steve has some weird reason to not. It's Lego.
That's like. Do you think that's Lego?
Yeah, it's I just uploaded that actually. It's a good part actually. I think that's worth £10 British.
Look at that. They're just sat here.
Yeah.
A little gem.
Little gem. I wonder what else is hiding around here that I haven't seen. I've only pocketed like 5 pieces out of drawers.
Oh, so. I tell you what. I do have something else I can show you. Right. We're going to pause. I'll go and get it. And then we'll come back on. Right. These are some other parts that I wanted to show Noah that are quite unique. I picked these up quite a few years ago, and I may have talked about them before. I can't really remember, to be honest. But these are genuine Lego, but they're in colours that aren't available on Bricklink. So we've got the pneumatic pump in both trans neon green and trans neon orange. And then there's a few of the pneumatic cylinders as well.
It's one of the pumps that you don't see very often either. Even in the normal colours, it's not something that is even super common in itself. The Lego logo is there. I don't know. Yeah. It's an interesting one to have, especially being that it's not in the catalogue, so it'll kind of sit here until somebody figures out where it's from, or Steve gets around to adding it to the catalogue. These ones I was looking at, and I was thinking, I actually can't see a Lego logo, and it doesn't actually feel like Lego. So I'm wondering if it's some really, really rare test mold of a different kind of plastic. But without the Lego logo, that's just a Lego piece, no? It's different on this side.
It's different.
Yeah.
I probably need to go back and have a look at this one, because when I first got it, it definitely didn't exist in that particular mold.
I'd be interested to know what some of your viewers do with parts that are not in the Bricklink catalogue. Are they listing them? Are they waiting for somebody else to add them to the catalogue? Yeah. Are they going through the process of adding it to the catalogue? I've done that a few times, and it just takes so long. Sometimes I have a little container now that I just put parts in there.
Yeah, there's definitely, on these, definitely no Lego logo.
Yeah.
But I've had these parts now for quite a few years, and I think before sort of 3D printing became a thing, if you looked at that now and thought, yeah, someone's just 3D printed that, no problem at all. But like I say, good few years I've had them, and they came in the same batch as this lot. There's obviously quite a few pieces here that are, they look brand new, but they're missing the spring.
Yeah.
For instance, they've never been put together. So I don't know who had them, but whoever did have them, I remember the bulk purchase. I bought it off eBay. I bought it for some electric motors, and I got the bargain of a century, to be quite honest. At the time, it was quite expensive. It was a few £100s to buy the lot, but the amount of motors and stuff and electrical parts that were in there was unbelievable.
And who knows what this stuff is worth, being that there is no pricing history, and these parts would be incredibly rare, and potentially worth a good amount. Potentially somebody watching this video knows where they're from.
Well, I did have somebody reach out to me. I think I posted a picture of it on maybe a Facebook group. I really can't remember. It was a while ago. And someone did contact me, and they did offer quite a bit of money for one of these.
Interesting.
And at the time I thought, you know what, I don't want to sell it, because I don't know, will the value go up? Will it become rarer? Are they sought after? And they told me that it was potentially Lego playing around with different colours to see what they would look like, or maybe there was an intention for these to appear in a set at some point, but they probably shouldn't be out in the wild.
Yeah.
They are. I like I said, I didn't know they were in the job lot when I bought them. I don't think anyway, but I never saw them and thought, oh, I'll check what colour they are and are they available. But there are parts out there that are not. They're not on Bricklink. They're not commercially available, and they're potentially worth quite a bit. I don't think these are probably worthless, to be quite honest, you know, without the springs and what have you.
But still quite an interesting, eclectic bunch of unique pieces. And I always love a good unique piece, because you know what all of this is? More lots.
More lots. I'm just looking there, you can just see the Lego logo on those.
Yeah. I double checked. There's the Lego logo on all of those. So it's an interesting group of pieces, and there's still some interesting things here in the in superBRICKS that is
that's hidden away.
Yeah, that are hidden away. That
in this tiny room.
I might have to. Steve hasn't counted these. He doesn't know how many are actually in here, so he won't notice a few.
I think I'll have to do like a pat down check before you go.
Oh, well, these ones are easy to skip the pat down, but yeah.
Well, depends how well we pat you down.
Careful now. Careful now.
Right, and on that note, we're going to take another break. Oh, the camera's wobbling. I'm probably going to get a bite to eat. And that'll probably be it.
Yeah.
Because you're travelling back to London tonight, aren't you?
I'm off and heading back into Europe tomorrow.
Awesome. So there you go. Right. See you all later. Good afternoon. It is now Sunday and Noah has left. It was a great day yesterday. It was really, really good. We managed to spend, obviously, the full day here in the store, chatting, talking everything about Bricklink, talking everything about future plans. It was a really, really good day. So thank you, Noah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming and visiting. I actually took quite a lot away from the chats that we had. I always find talking through ideas and talking through sort of suggestions with other Bricklink store owners is always motivational. Some of the ideas that we discussed were really, really good, really useful, and it's given me a lot of food for thought for the future. I still have my immediate goals for the end of January with the other project, which you'll hear about soon. I need to get that finished. I need to get that job done. And then, you know, I'll start thinking about and start looking at future plans for the store, which is really exciting. Nothing major, you know, don't worry, but just how we do things and maybe the priorities that we set. So really, really good. Right, if you've made it this far on the vlog, thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate your support. I will see you all in the next vlog.